Hello, how are you all? So today we are not going to use weights, but we are still going to be doing some upper body strength work. But it's going to be a lot more kind of classic Pilates, going back to some of the basics, but that doesn't mean to say that's easy. It's just kind of just taking a little step back into more of the Pilates side of what we're used to. You're going to start in child's pose today, so get yourself comfortable. Obviously, if child's pose isn't your thing, you come into a cat stretch, either on your hands or your elbows. It's quite nice to come on your elbows. Just takes a little bit of pressure off. I'm just going to close this door. So find your place. So I'm going to take my knees fairly wide, my big toes are touching. So I get a nice kind of sense of opening through the hips, and then I'm just going to relax my head and chest down towards the floor as I extend my arms forward. And I'm just going to find my breath. So not too active, just a relaxed position to start with. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. And then begin to lift your elbows and reach your fingers forward. And as you reach your fingers forward, and as you're like clawing through, trying to stretch down the sides of your arms into the sides of your back, so your lats, which will run down here, in towards the hips, lower back, and then drag a little bit more as if you're pulling your hands back, but you're pulling your bottom into your heels and lengthening that spine as you sink your head and chest down. Take 2 long deep breaths here. And let's take a little walk over to the left or the right, whatever you prefer. So if you're going to the right, my right hand is pressed down into the floor, my left hand interlinks through the fingers, and I reach as I exhale. Inhale, look up. Exhale, melt down as you reach. Keep your left hip pressed down in towards your bottom. Sorry, down in towards your heels as you reach. And then take that arm wide. Interlace your right hand into your left hand. And then reach as you dip down. This time I'm pulling my right hip back in towards my heel and lengthening into that side bend. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale, melting. One more time. And then bring your hands back to the middle. Lift yourself up and come to your hands and knees. Okay, so we're going to begin on our left leg, right arm. We're going to reach the left leg up behind and reach the right arm forward, finding your balance. Just find your place, as in your neutral spine. You'll reach through the fingers and you'll reach through the toes. Hip bones facing down towards the floor. Find your balance. Tuck your toes under on that right foot if you need to. We inhale, exhale, curl it under. Scoot the belly in, curve the spine, squeeze your abs. Inhale, reach, and exhale to pause. Inhale, curve, exhale, scoot the belly in. So this is a slow transition through one breath. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, change, exhale, scoop it up, pause. Inhale, reach, exhale, lengthen. Inhale, exhale. And reach. So we're getting that lovely pause, that slow moving through the body, through the breath. One more reach away. One more curl under. And then we reach away, we pause here. We take them out to 45 degrees, back into center. 9. So we're just subtly moving the leg and the arm out to the side. Don't twist your hip. Just keep your hip bones facing down towards the floor. You're abducting the shoulder very slightly and the leg very slightly. So the arm's not going wider than the leg. 5, 4. So feel your obliques kicking in the sides of the belly on that left side. Last 2, keep your left arm soft. Last 1, reach, 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 and then bring it down. Curve the spine. Get a little bit warmer in the core, bringing yourself down onto your elbows, interlacing your fingers. Create a triangle through the arms. Your elbows sit beneath the shoulders. We tuck the toes under. We lift up into dolphin. So just walk through the legs, get a bit of a dynamic stretch into the hamstrings, bending and extending. Press the heels down into the floor. We inhale, float our bodies forward. Exhale, squeeze the belly, power up. Eye gaze to the toes. Inhale, drop down to a plank. Exhale, pull back up. If you need to take it down a level, knees to the floor. Come down forward into a half plank. Push your bottom back up here. So that's just a slightly easier level. Or stay up here. Forward for 5. Scoop the belly in. Eye gaze to the toes. Forward for 6. Pause. Breath in. Exhale, power up for 7. 3 more. Inhale, forward. Get a nice strong position through those backs. Make sure the tailbones touch, your butt's squeezed in. Last 2. I think I might have done an extra 1, but hey ho, doesn't matter. Last 1. Lift the hips up into dolphin. Pause there, press the heels to the floor. Take 1 more breath. Float forward, pause on a plank. Feel your shoulders, because my shoulders are slightly forward of my elbows. That's what a dolphin does when you come forward into planks. Just pause there. Just another 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, and drop your body, settle it to the floor. Take your arms into a straight line. Bring your legs together, arms close in towards the ears. So you're creating a really straight, narrow line through the body. Pointing the fingers forward, eye gaze to the floor. Squeeze the butt, squeeze the abs. We're going to lift, that's still that same side. Left leg, right arm. We take a breath in. Exhale, lift up. Inhale, brush the floor. Exhale, up. So my head lifts up with my shoulder. My eye gaze just stays slightly down, drifts a little bit further forward, but I don't lift my chin, so I'm not putting any strain into my neck muscles. So 5 more. Really keep those hip bones pressed down into the floor. Try not to let that left hip bone lift away. It's just literally a squeeze of the butt to a hip extension. Now this last one, pause up here. And we take a breath in, exhale, 45 degrees, just like we did in our hands and knees, back to center. Exhale out. Inhale. Breathe. 7. Try and lift a little bit higher through that chest. 5. Keep your eye gaze down. 4. Remember, squeeze that butt. 3. 2. Come on, reach away. Last one. Reach it back to the middle and lower it down. Take a breath. Now we're going straight over to the other side. Just going to reverse a little bit what we did. I'm just going to create a bit more room, bring myself back. I've just got my table in the way. Okay. Nice, strong, narrow position through the body. Everything squeezed together and tight. We first of all lift the left arm and the right leg and we hold it to a hover. Just get a sense of working those muscles because they haven't yet worked. So from here, we inhale, tap down. Exhale up. Inhale down. Exhale up. So remember, your hip bones stay glued to the floor. Yeah, you just want to feel your back extensor muscles, your shoulders working, your buttock working, and your hamstrings working. I'm just going to change my angle slightly. I was going to kick the sofa. 4 more. Last 2. Last 1. And we hold this one here. Exhale out and center. So a little abduction, back into center. 7. Breathe out. 6. 5. Don't let any straining occur on the back. Squeeze the belly in a little bit tighter. Think about reach rather than height. 3. 2. Last one. And 1. Back to the middle. Drop it down. Just take a little wriggle through the body. Come back to here. Slide your hands underneath your shoulders. Carefully push yourself back up. Curve the spine at the top. Sink back into child's pose. So my knees are a little bit narrow this time. Taking my hands wide and just lengthening out through the arms and letting my head and chest drop to the floor. Trying to lower the heels, the bottom into the heels. And again, obviously, come into cat stretch. If this doesn't work for you, that's fine. If you are in cat stretch, just take the arms lengthened and sink down here. And then bring yourself up onto your hands and knees. So we're going to take that right leg and left arm out. Find your balance, reach and lengthen. Take a breath and exhale. So we inhale, begin to move. Exhale, curl it under, squeeze the belly. Inhale, lengthen away. Exhale to pause, reach. Inhale, change. Exhale, scoop in, tuck the chin, tailbone, and lengthen and hold. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. So it's very easy to forget about what your right arm is doing. And as you move through this is your stabilizing arm. So if you're quite hypermobile, it will naturally fall into that kind of boomerang position if you don't pay attention to it. Make sure your elbow is always soft. And then you'll feel the tension a little bit more in the shoulder, but at the same time, don't push your weight down into the shoulder. Be kind of strong, like the floor's been pushed away. 2 more of these. Last one. Curl it in. Inhale to reach and hold. Let's go. Out and in. Out and in. Make sure that right arm is still soft. So again, hip bones, stay facing the floor. Don't twist your hip. Keep the legs strong and lengthened. As you abduct your leg, you want to feel your obliques, these side muscles here, kicking in and back. 4, 3, come on, reach. 2, and 1. Drop it down. Take a stretch in the spine as always. Just free everything. Come down to your elbows. Tuck your toes under. Lift up into dolphin. Stretch. Walk through those legs. Okay, you can do 1 leg dolphin if you want to. We're doing 10 in total. You can do 5 on one leg, 5 on the other. If you wish, lift your left leg to a hover. We drop down. We power up. That leg stays in line with the spine. Drop down and lift up. Yeah? So don't take it too high, but don't let it drag low. Imagine it's just part of that lever, lifting the lever. And if you don't want to do it, just keep the leg on the floor, come back to the 2 feet, swap legs if you have done 1 leg, otherwise you're down here, and if you are on the floor, you might want to try it with the 1 leg. Maybe alternating. Right, 3 more. Don't rush it. Last one. Lift up into dolphin. If your feet are up, return to the floor. Take a stretch, heels down, lift the hips. Take a breath, roll forward, hold. If you wish, walk through the legs. Tiny little steps like this. You don't have to, you can drop to your knees if you need to ease off. You can stay up on your toes and hold. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and drop it to the floor. Release. Just drop your forehead to your hands. Wriggle through the hips. So we're going to work with the arms and legs again. I'm just going to change my position again. So I'm just going to slide so I don't bash into anything. Okay, so legs together, arms together. We're going to work the arms and legs together. If you don't want to work together, work the legs on their own and then alternate with the arms. So by that, I mean, we lift into a beautiful straight line. We open out wide. There's your upside down snow angel. Back to the middle, squeeze, and drop it down. So lift, open, star shape, close everything, and release. You might want to do the legs on their own. Lift, open, squeeze, and drop, and then take it to the arms. Yeah? So that's what I mean by alternating. If it's really not working for you, if your lower back doesn't like it, so keep going whilst I talk. If you really don't want to do it, it will help just to do one leg and arm at a time. So working the opposite side of the body. So by that I mean, not making any sense, Emma. You lift, alternate like we did earlier, back and release. Takes a lot of pressure off if you're feeling a little bit vulnerable today. Okay, 4 more. Let's do this. Lift, open, squeeze and release. Get a real point of opening those thighs as wide as possible and then squeezing those adductors together. And then draw the belly deep in towards the lower back to protect it. Last one. Open, close, release. Don't lose the tension. Take a breath. If you can, lift your legs and your arms. And let's go. Swim kick the arms and legs. Palms facing in or down. Try and pull the legs close together. If you don't like it, drop the arms, keep the head and chest elevated and work the legs on their own. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Let's go. 8, 7, 6. Squeeze your butt. 4. Get that chest up. 3, 2, and release. Take a little wriggle. Find your breath. Turn your head the other way. Give me one more large breath here. Deep and through the lungs. And then begin to slide your hands underneath your shoulders, pushing yourself back. Take a deep curve of the spine. Take a little wriggle. Good. You're going to turn over onto your side. So, excuse me, we're going to come onto our elbow. And we're all going to lift up into that half plank, a little bit like we did last week, although it's a different exercise. We're taking that leg out. We're taking this arm long. And we're going to lift the top leg. Knee points to the sky. You come all the way over and you side bend, touching the elbow to the knee. Then kick the arm and leg away so it stays in a beautiful straight line. Then we exhale, curl in. Join me now. Inhale, lengthen. So pull in and push away. The important thing here is that you're turning your knee to the sky and then you're reaching and you're pushing from your waist to touch the elbow to the knee. Please don't let your knee come forward like that. Yeah, it's a different exercise. This is up in the air, pulling everything over. If at any point you need to drop down a level, just keep going as I talk. Drop to the hip, but keep the waistline up and then work there. Okay? Just take some of the pressure off. You're not going to get as much out of this, but you're still going to work. And if that's still too much, come down to the floor and just work it. Lie down, squeeze the butt, push away. Squeeze the butt, push away. Okay, let's just keep going wherever you are. And it's the underneath leg that's going to feel this. If you're up in your side plank, 8, 7, 6, 5. Come on, pull over. 4. Squeeze this butt here. 3. And 2. And hold. Lengthen away. Lift that leg and pulse. 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 Lift the hip. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Lift up. 3, 2, and 1. Keep up in your side plank. Lift your arm up high. And hip pulses again, like we did last week. Woohoo! 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold it there. And lower it down. Good. Just release up. Take this knee, pull it forward, take this knee, pull it back, and then just lean forward into your left hip. So my palms are coming in front of my shin, and I'm just sinking down to the floor. And that just frees that little area, that little niggly area that I just felt I was working. You want more, try and come more towards the foot, maybe grab the foot, flex it, and then pull your chest down towards that shin. And you get a much deeper stretch. Let me just turn my alarm off. I don't know why that alarm's gone off. Possibly the child saying listen. And then gently just ease off. Swing your feet around in front of you. And then roll yourself down to the floor. Take a breath, pull the feet in towards your bottom. Line them up with your hip and your shoulders and your knees. And then let's lift up and roll the hips up into a bridge. Take a breath there. Open your toes. Push down into your heels and lift your hips a little bit higher. Take a breath in, lift your arms and take your arms overhead, palms pressing towards the sky. Now lift up a little bit more. And if you feel this is a bit unstable for your back, then bring the arms back down. We inhale, brush the floor. Exhale, lift, come up onto the toes, squeeze the thighs. Drop the heels, brush the floor. Lift up, lift the heels, squeeze the thighs. Heels down, brush the floor, lift up and squeeze. So we're working thighs, calves, inner thighs, outer thighs, dropping and releasing. Just coming up, lift, squeeze and drop. So make this as strong as you can. You can make it as easy or as hard as you wish. Come up onto your absolute maximum. If you feel you want to squeeze a little bit more, take the feet a bit wider. Lift, squeeze, open, down, and reduce, drop down. But I actually find the inner thigh squeeze is a little bit harder with my feet slightly closer together. So we're all built differently. Keep going. Squeeze, focus on your slightly weaker side. So that's my left side. So I'm going to take a little bit more squeeze through my left buttock. A tiny bit more effort. You kind of have to have a little talk to your muscles. Okay, we've got 4 more of these. Up, lift, squeeze. Remember, you can reduce this if you need to. Last one, guys. Lift, toes, squeeze, drop, heels down. Now, brush the floor, lift up, brush the floor, lift up. Stay here. So this exercise is all about continuous repetitions, which is why it becomes difficult. Now you should be starting to feel your hamstrings active. 4 more. Just brush the floor. Hold your last one up. Now lift, drop, squeeze. Come on, get as much elevation as you can. Pull the knees a little bit closer in and squeeze. Come right onto the tips of the toes. Don't pull your feet right underneath your knees. That's cheating. Make sure they stay exactly where they are. 4, 3, come on, lift it. 2, hold on those toes. Now lift your hips and then squeeze, open, squeeze, open, press, press. Much elevation as you can. Come on. 4, 3, 2, and let's hold and pulse. Pulse with that squeeze on the toes. Come on, come on. 8, 7, 6, 5, squeeze. 3, 2, and open the knees, drop your heels, and roll it out. Let your legs just release. Perhaps sway them side to side, bring your arms in line with your shoulders. Let the hips give. And then keeping your legs wide, lift your legs up to tabletop, bring the toes together. So I'm making a diamond shape through my legs. So I'm slightly rotated in the hips. So my inner thighs are going to do a little bit of work with my lower abs. So we're going to take my right foot and tap the right front corner of my mat and back in. Then the left foot taps back in. So I'm always keeping that rotation in the hip. The inner thigh is active, and then it connects to your transverse abdominals, those lower abs, or should I say, the transverse abdominals connects to your inner thigh muscles, and then you're using them to control the movement. Try not to let those legs start to come in, closing that rotation. They naturally will want to because that's what they're comfortable doing. We've got 4 more each side. Really push your spine down into the floor. 6, 5. See if you can stretch your legs out a little bit longer. 4, 3. Last 2. Come on, fixing those abs. Last 1. Then bring your hands together, pistol grip, reach up to your heels, and let's pulse, pulse, pulse. Keep those knees wide, keep your feet touching to open the knees a little bit wider. Keep reaching higher. Let's go for another. 10, 9, come on, reach. 7, 6, squeeze higher. Reach up to the big toes. 3, 2, and 1. Catch the knees wide and take a little roll side to side. Lovely. And then just bring the soles of the feet together, catch your ankles around your feet, and just open those knees, push your heels down, and just free the hip, groin, inner thigh area, pushing your bottom down into the ground as you push the knees away. Lovely stretch. And then just gently release the feet to the floor. Turn yourself over onto your side, and we are naturally on the other side to work, stabilizing with the right side. The left leg is the moving leg this time. So set yourself up. Find your breath, push the floor away, lift up into the hips, take the arm over, take that leg straight. When you are ready, we're going to lift up and squeeze and lengthen. Kick away. So again, any point feels too much, drop down to the thigh. You can go from here, kick away, but you might feel the leg kind of pulls you out of position, in which case come down to the floor and work there, squeezing up, there, squeezing up, okay? Important thing is the knee comes up to the sky. You're putting up through the left side of your waistline to get that movement. 8, 7, lift those hips. 6, don't lean into the shoulder. 4, get that knee higher. 3, come on, side bend. 2, last 1, and 1. Hold, and press, 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 press. Come on. 10, 9, 8, lift the hips. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop the knees together, arm to the sky, and pulse the hips up and down. Come on, press. 10, 9, squeeze. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Come on, lift those hips, and 1, and drop it down. Push up onto your hand. Take this knee forward, drop this knee down, and take a stretch in hurdle. So pull the foot forward, Lean into that hip. So all I'm doing is just pushing my body weight down into my right thigh, down into my right buttock. And the more I lean, the more I feel that stretch, because it's kind of pulling your body weight forward. And if you want to go further, grab the foot, flex the foot, and just reach towards the foot a little bit more. So I'm just leaning a tiny bit more into that right buttock. And breathe. Two more breaths. Nice deep breaths. And then just bring yourself up. Turn yourself back around onto your back. And roll yourself to the floor. Good. So, taking your feet wider. So I'm going as wide as my mat, lining them up so they stay parallel. The knees also come wide. My arms are out, spread wide this time, palms to sky. We roll the hips up. We squeeze the thighs together, open the knees up, lower the hips down, and then push up to one side. Now, if you feel your legs a little bit wide to feel that kind of push up to one side, bring the feet a bit closer together. Inhale, float forward. Exhale to the other side. Inhale to the center. Drop the hips down. Lift up, squeeze the thighs in, open. Swoop up to one side, swoop up to the other side, back to the middle, drop down, lift up, squeeze. Swoop. Swoop. Center, brush, up, squeeze. Get those knee bones touching. And swoop. Big, big push through my right buttock. Releasing, big, big push through my left buttock. Allowing the looseness through my rib cage. Squeeze. And if you want to challenge the calves, come up onto your calves, onto your toes, sorry, and do it with a little bit more work into the calves. It's up to you. Brush the floor, lift up, squeeze, open. Up to one side, up the other side, back to the center, brush the floor, big lift, squeeze. I prefer it with my heels on the ground. I'm going to take it into reverse direction. I'm going to swoop to the other side, to the left side first this time, down and up to the other side, just because I like to feel that's a little bit more balanced. Brush the floor, lift up, squeeze, release, drop, lift to the left, lift to the right, back to the middle, brush the floor, lift up, squeeze. Got it? So we're going to go 4 more. Nice and slowly, feeling everything active. One more. And then we've balanced out both sides. Big, big squeeze. Come on, lift. Back to center, lift and squeeze. Brush the floor. Now, lift up to your left. Pause there and pulse for 10, 9. Now, my left buttock is on fire. Let the right side relax. 5, 4. Come on, push through that foot. 2 and 1. Inhale, swoop it down. Exhale all the way up to the right. Let's go. 10, 9, 8. Just a little hip thrust to that right. 6, 5, 4. Squeeze the right back. 2 and 1. Inhale down to the middle. Exhale up and down. 9, 8. Knees stay wide. 7, 6. Keep pushing through your weaker side. 4, 3, 2, and hold. And let's squeeze in, out. 9, 8. Go wide. Squeeze. 6, lift those hips. 5, you might still be on those toes, those calves might be killing. 2, and 1, inhale, open the knees. Exhale, roll it out. Let your spine settle. If you feel the need to hug your knees in, let your spine settle, let your shoulder blades fall apart. So I'm just going to untuck myself. Then lift the knees up carefully and drive the thighs in towards the chest. You might want to close them, you might want to keep them wide. As you pull your thighs towards your chest, relax your shoulders and push your bottom back down into the floor. So you're slightly resisting the hugging of the knees. And then take your legs up to the sky. Okay, I'm going to turn my toes out like Charlie Chaplin, like that, yeah? Slight soft knee bend. You can do this if you wish, how we did it earlier, where we tapped the corners of the mat, staying in that rotation. This time, I'm going to do it, same thing, but it's a long leg. Heel tap, foot stays pointed out, back into center, the heel together, and drop to the other side. So it's a longer lever, just a little bit more work into the abs. If you're tight in your hamstrings, you may struggle a little bit, but that's a good opportunity just to work slowly and controlled. My arms stay wide, relax to the floor. You can bring them a little bit closer if you prefer. So just have a look at where your legs are going. They come out wide, slightly rotated back in. They're not too far out to the side. Okay, you're not rocking your legs all the way over to one direction. You're just working in a controlled position. Pelvis is neutral. The hip bones are facing towards the sky. And you are just finding your breath. The rib cage doesn't pop. Your abs are controlled. We're going to go 8 more. Last 3. And 2. And 1. Stay up high. Straighten those legs. Turn those toes out still. Reach your fingertips up towards, in between those big toes. Turn your toes out, bend your knees and push the heels together so those legs are really active. And pulse, pulse. Come on, reach as high as you can go. Push the heels in. Feel those inner thighs still working. 10, 9, come on, reach. 7, 6, go higher. 4, 3, last 2, and 1, and gently drop those knees wide, slide the hands back down the shins, catch the feet or the ankles, push the heels down towards the bottom, head and shoulders down, back flat, and then breathe as you open out those knees. And just find that breath. Go a bit deeper. And then just bring your knees together. Allow your knees to drop over to the right. Opening that left arm and finding that twist. Reaching through the left arm, turning your eye gaze. And let's take it into a hamstring stretch. Extend the leg. Hold on to the leg and push the knee as straight as possible. And just breathe. So as you drive the toes up towards your right shoulder, you'll try to push your left shoulder further away. And that stretches all the way through the lower back, across the buttocks, down that thigh. 2 more breaths. And then gently release the knees together. Engage your abs, lift the knees into center. Pause. Grab hold of your thighs, so wrap your arms around. Pull the thighs towards the chest and the head towards the knees. So my shoulders are still relaxed. I'm just curling into a little ball. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Get those thighs pushed down into the abdomen. Using quite a lot of force in the arms. And then gently drop your head down. Open the arms back out. Let the base of the spine sit perfectly to the floor. And carefully let the knees drop over to the left. Grab hold of that the right thigh, and then twist into that right shoulder. It's stiff today, doesn't want to go to the floor. So I'm going to have to really breathe into it and focus on it. And after a couple of breaths, you just begin to extend that top leg, catching it underneath the calf. So lengthen out, grab hold of the leg and push that leg as straight as you can. Again, you're pushing through the heel and lengthening out through the whole of the back of the leg. Breathe. Two more breaths. Carefully release the knees together again. Pause. Use your abs to lift the legs up into the center. Wrap around, hug them in again. Nice forceful hug in, head pulled towards the knees, shoulders pulled away from the ears. Drive the thighs down into the abdomen. Carefully release the head and shoulders. We're going to come into happy baby. We get right into his hip flexors. So, happy baby. You open, keep your legs wide. The knee is coming wide of my rib cage, and my ankle sits above the knee. Okay? Then I bring my arm around and catch the outer edge of my foot, and the other leg does exactly the same. Now, if you're really tight, you're going to struggle with this, and you're going to find that your feet are going to be here, and your knees are going to be close in. Focus on opening your knees as wide as they will go. Then focus on putting the feet above your knees so they sit directly above. Then push your feet into your hands as you pull your feet down towards your knees and your knees towards the floor, but don't lift your bottom. And that's half the challenge. So my coccyx come off the floor. I'm just going to focus here on trying to push it down as I drive my knees towards the floor. And that is quite an uncomfortable stretch. But I'm going to work through it for the breath. Good 3 breaths here. Going that a little bit further. Shoulders down to the floor. Knees pushed down. Bottom pushed down. 1 more breath. And then as you release, you'll instantly feel a lovely sense of lightness through the legs. Grab the knees, just do a little wriggle side to side. Slide your hands around the thighs and just roll yourself up to seated. And let's just get into these hamstrings whilst we're here. Grab hold of your feet, lift tall into the spine, and then slide the legs away as far as they will go. And as you do, just drop your head and chest down towards those legs. As you know, I like to bend and extend 1 leg at a time because mine really struggle. Relax the shoulders. And then just let your hands drop either side of your legs. And just stay here. And then slowly walk up through the sides of the legs, just using your arms just to roll up. And then just lean behind, turning your fingers out to the sides. And then just push your chest forward. If you wish, you can lift your hips. It's up to you. Eye gaze up or forward. You can stay here and just pull your chest out of your shoulders. Take 1 more deep breath. And then just close the legs into a comfortable cross-leg position. If that's not for you, then just keep your legs out wide or just comfortable. Or perhaps sit yourself on a cushion just to lift your hips and free them. Just bring your hands lightly onto your knees and just pull yourself up straight. Engage your core. Hold yourself here beautifully strong and straight. Open your arms. Shoulders relax. Elbows soft. We just circle up above the head. As we inhale, exhale, bow down in front of you. Give yourselves a big clap. Thanks, guys. It was nice to do a bit more classic Pilates today rather than lots of kind of upper body weight training, but I do love the upper body weight training. It's very beneficial, but it's good to just take it back again and you just get benefits in different ways. And have a wonderful week. Bye for now.